Hello everyone, I am Dr. R. Lakshmi, Associate Professor in the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning at SRM Madurai College for Engineering Technology. So in this video, I am going to explain about preprocessor directives and the compilation process in C programming. So what is preprocessor directives? The preprocessor processes our source code before it is passed to compiler. It is produce a source code file with the preprocessing commands properly sorted out. Normally the preprocessor commands are known as directives. The preprocessor provides certain features. It is known as preprocessor directives. And generally in the preprocessor directives start with a hash sign. For example, hash include std or io.h. The preprocessor directives can be placed anywhere in our source program. So each preprocessor directives must be on its own line. Example, the correct way specification has include stdio.h. In the next line, has include max.h. The wrong way specification, the more than one preprocessor directives cannot be placed in a single line. That is, the example has include stdio.h and the same line has include max.h. It is wrong way specification. So here it is these are the list of preprocessor directives, that is hash defined, and the hash defined preprocessor directives used to define a macro, then hash undef. It is used to undefine a macro. Hash include. It is used to include a file in the source program, and a hash if def. It is used to include a section of code if a certain macro is defined by hash defined. Next, if ndef. It is used to include a section of your code if a certain macro is not defined by hash defined. Similarly, hash if. This preprocessor used to alternate code that execute when a hash if fails. Similarly, hash endif. It is used to mark the end of hash if def, and hash if and def. And another preprocessor directives hash error. This preprocessor directives used to generate a compilation error message, and hash line. It is used to modify line number and file name information. So finally, has a fragma once. This fragma once preprocessor directives used to make sure the header in included only once. Similarly, has a fragma message. This preprocessor directives used for displaying a message during compilation. So hereafter we have to discuss the preprocessor directives one by one. First we start with the hash define. The hash defined directives is known as macro expansion. Its general format for hash defined macro template, macro expansion, hash defined macro name, character sequences. So example, hash defined PI 3.1415. So how the preprocessor directives hash defined works? The preprocessor has defined search for macro definition. After finding hash defined directives, it search entire program for macro template. So then identify the macro template and replace each macro template with macro expansion. So example, hash defined PI 3.1415. Here, after finding the macro template PI, the entire program, the PI replaced with the macro expansion 3.1415. Next, another preprocessor directives has include. The hash include preprocessor directives is used to include the content of a specified file into the source code before compilation. It allows us to use functions, constant and variables from external libraries or header files. So there are two types of include preprocessor directives. So first one has include file name, and another one format has include within quote file name. Here the file inclusion with the double quote tells the compiler to search for the header file in the directory of source file, while the include within the file name, it is used for system libraries. And another list of preprocessor directives: has if, def, has else, has elif, has endif, has if def. So these above directives are conditional compilation directives that help to compile a specific portion of the program, or let us skip compilation of some specific part of the program based on some conditions. Similarly, the if else, our branch operations, the has else, has elif, has endif. These directives work together to control which parts of the program get compiled based on certain condition. If the condition after the has if is true, the lines after it will be compiled. If not, it checks the condition after associated has elif. If that is true, those lines will be compiled. If neither condition is true, the line after has else will be compiled. Next, if def, if and def and line. This preprocessor, if def, that is directive, checks whether a macro is defined. If it is, the code within the if def block is included in the program. If and def, the if and def means if not defined. The if not defined directives check if a macro is not defined, if it is not defined. The code inside the if and def block is included. Similarly, the has line directives allows us to specify a line number and file name to be used by the compiler. This is often used to generate code or debugging. Next one, the preprocessor directives has error, and the has error directives generate a compilation error with a custom message. This is useful for detecting or reporting certain condition during a preprocessing, and this immediately terminates the compilation error. Next and finally, has a Fragma preprocessor directives. The Fragma directives is a special purpose directives that is used to turn on or turn off some features. The has Fragma also allows us to provide some additional information or instruction to the compiler. That is, the Fragma directives is compiler specific. That is, the behavior of Fragma directives varies from compiler to compiler. So commonly used Fragma directives are first one, Fragma message. It is used to compile a time to print custom message, and another one, Fragma once. It is used to guard the header files. That is, the header files must be included only once. And finally, Fragma warning. The Fragma warning preprocessor directives used to enable or disable the warnings. So, I hope this video is useful for learning of preprocessor directives and the compilation process in C. So, thank you for watching. Thank you.